Hello, greetings, everybody. My name is James. I am from the internet, and today we are going to be talking about your favorite subject in your favorite segment. What the hell's going on with Donald Trump? Now, normally, this segment was really easy to do because A, Donald Trump had a bully pulpit, B, he had an enormous megaphone, and C, he never shut the hell up. Now, Biden's inauguration was only like a week ago, but Trump has just gone completely silent. Now, yeah, part of that probably has to do with the fact that he's been banned from most major social media platforms, and most of the people who used to work for him are jumping off the sinking ship like the rats that they are. And Donald Trump is now just holed up down in Florida. However, because I know it's your favorite segment, and you love to know, what the hell's going on with Donald Trump? We're going to do some digging. I'm going to tell you what the former El Presidente is currently up to. And then we're going to take a look at what's going on with the people that are still in his atmosphere. The people who are still just swinging around the gravitational pull of the large space body that is Donald Trump. So here we go. Buckle up, kids. Ding! Some Trump aides stuck with him till the end, now they're screwed. The former president has all but vanished from public view while his former team navigates an unforgiving job market. Wow, an unforgiving job market. You mean to tell me that in a country where there's, I don't know, 2 unemployed people for every single available job, there are tens of millions of people who are unemployed. There are tens of millions more people who have been unemployed for so long thanks to the pandemic that they don't even show up in unemployment statistics. And yet your opening sentence to me is going to be, feel bad for the people who stuck with Trump until the very end. Oh, this is going to be good. 4 days into his post-presidency life, Donald Trump has insulated himself from the outside world. Yes, and the outside world is just really sad about it, let me tell you. Unseen by the public and unusually quiet as key parts of his policy legacy are dismantled by the new administration, the once ubiquitous Trump has been plotting out his political future. But without a social media loudspeaker through which to tease his plans, few know what to expect next, including his own former aides. Quote, "We'll do something, but not just yet," Trump told a reporter at Mar-a-Lago on Friday. Now, this right here is equal parts awesome and equal parts terrifying. It's awesome because obviously he's still trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Most of my people are gone. I have this large pile of money. I have 79 lawsuits coming up. Now, the terrifying part is that much like a small child, Donald Trump can be annoying and loud and never shut his mouth. But when he goes into the other room and then he gets very quiet, you know you have to be worried because it means he's lighting something on fire or peeing on the walls or doing whatever it is petulant 7-year-old children do when you tell them to go into their room and play, and they actually do it. So far, the former president has floated the creation of a third-party movement that would enable him to support MAGA-friendly candidates in the 2020 midterms and beyond. He's also interested in becoming, quote, the nation's leader on ballot and voting integrity, his senior advisor Jason Miller said on a podcast last Thursday. Yeah, Donald Trump wants to be the nation's leader on voting integrity. That's hilarious. Donald Trump doesn't even understand the voting process. But as Trump gingerly charts out the next steps, he's doing so increasingly alone. 2 of his most trusted confidants, Johnny McEntee and Hope Hicks, declined to join him in Florida after spending years by his side on the campaign trail and in the West Wing. Many other aides have left his side, eager to start anew, far away from their former boss. White House aides and administration officials who once relished their West Wing perches have jetted off on remote getaways, cashing in on a mountain of unused vacation time. Others are frantically asking former colleagues for help to find work as they prioritize their own careers over whatever chapter Trump is planning for himself. Yeah, if you decide to stick with the losing president after he loses the election and then he refuses to concede and then he incites an insurrection, yeah, I can imagine it's going to be a little difficult for you to get a job. But again, I live in the United States of America where actual working class people who do actual work that has actual value can't even find a job plying their trade. So pardon me if I am not shedding a tear for the last fucking few people to jump off the Trump Titanic way too late. Boo-hoo. One former senior administration official noted that many inside the White House were waiting until after the Electoral College votes were counted to begin their job search in earnest so as to not step on messaging about Trump's efforts to challenge the election results. By then, the riots on Capitol Hill upended their plans. Yet, you see this sentence here? Hold on. So as to not step on messaging about Trump's efforts? Yeah, okay, read between the lines there. The people who were left on Trump's team refused to leave until the Electoral College votes because there were so few people left on the team that anybody defecting would have been noticed and Trump would have roasted them on Twitter. These were all people looking out after their own ass. And then when it turned out that they picked the losing team, they still couldn't get off the ship because the captain of the ship would have shot him in the ass with a cannonball as they were jumping off into the ocean. Since leaving Washington on the morning of President Joe Biden's inauguration, Trump is kept out of the public eye. He golfed twice at his namesake club in West Palm Beach and has mingled with family and friends at Mar-a-Lago. Down in Florida, he's been surrounded by a small group of aides, including Miller and staff who are being employed by the General Services Administration as support for former presidents. Yeah, even though Trump took in somewhere between $200 to $300 million after the election that he's just sitting on in a fund right now, he still wouldn't give the people who stayed loyal to him a job unless it was a job that their salary could be paid by the U.S. government, i.e. U.S. taxpayers. Because even with a tiny schmeckle of people still standing by him, Trump couldn't be bothered to keep any of them around unless somebody else was paying for it. Peak Donald Trump. For him to go from a staff of 100 to a small group, it's going to be a big shift for him, the former senior official said. Oh no, Trump used to have hundreds of people to berate and have fluff his ego, and now he only has like half a dozen and some employees who I've been led to believe are there on foreign visas and don't speak English anyway, so Trump yelling at them is pointless. You did this to yourself. So, now that we know what Donald Trump's up to, I wonder what his sycophants are doing in his absence. I mean, his rapid departure and abandonment of all the people who were loyal to him must have left a huge void in all of their lives. I wonder how they're filling that void. Well, apparently Ted Cruz decided to fill the void with a Twitter fight with Seth Rogen, where, among other things, he accused Rogan of sounding like an idiot with Tourette's syndrome and not knowing what it's like to be a hardworking member of a union. For the record, Seth Rogen has Tourette's syndrome and belongs to 4 unions. And this is why Ted Cruz is going to get primaried by a ham sandwich next time, and he's going to lose. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the woman who could tell no truth, is going to be running for governor of Arkansas. If she wins, she might end up being the only former Trump regime employee who lands on their feet. Former White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders announced a run for governor of Arkansas on Monday, calling the position the last line of defense against the radical left in Washington. So apparently, nobody has explained to Sarah Huckabee Sanders that when you're a governor of a state, you're not doing any work in Washington, D.C. because you're busy, governing your state. Quote, as governor, I will defend your right to be free of socialism and tyranny, your Second Amendment right to keep your family safe, and your freedom of speech and religious liberty, Sanders said in a video announcing her candidacy. Our state needs a leader with the courage to do what's right, not what's politically correct or convenient. Wow, so Sarah Huckabee Sanders is going to support Black Muslim neighborhood groups open carrying ARs? Fascinating. Tell me more about this. Sanders has toyed with launching a campaign since leaving her White House post in 2019 and has been quietly planning for the bid over the last year. Current Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson cannot seek re-election in 2022 because of term limits. Sanders, whose father, Mike Huckabee, was governor of Arkansas from 1996 to 2007, took over as press secretary from Sean Spicer, who resigned in 2017. A loyal ally of former President Donald Trump, she had a contentious relationship with the White House press corps and all but did away with official briefings during her 2.5-year tenure. When Trump announced that Sanders would be leaving her position in June of 2019, she had not held a briefing in 94 days. So, Sarah Huckabee Sanders only wants to work 4 days a year, but get paid 6 figures. Yes, she is going to make a beautiful permanent fixture within the small sect of people who can call themselves politicians. Sanders had come under fire weeks before when the investigation into Russian meddling into the 2016 presidential election by special counsel Robert Mueller revealed that she had made up an assertion about the firing of former FBI Director James Comey. So there you go. She only works 4 days a year. She's full of shit. She'll lie for Donald Trump on command. And of course, she got a job in politics in the first place because of her daddy. In other words, she is going to be phenomenal at her job. Get ready for seeing Sarah Huckabee Sanders on your TV for the next 40 years. And now we have one last loyalist to check in on. Rudy Giuliani sued for $1.3 billion by Dominion Voting Systems over false election fraud claims. Donald Trump's personal lawyer made more than 50 baseless claims since the November 3rd election. Oh, hey, where's all you freedom of speech people? Remember how I told you that freedom of speech doesn't mean you get to say whatever the fuck you want without there being any repercussions? Well, freedom of speech idiots meet repercussions. Repercussions meet freedom of speech idiots. Now that y'all have met, let's see what's going on with Rudy. Dominion Voting Systems has filed a defamation suit against Rudy Giuliani following months of baseless claims from Donald Trump's personal lawyer that the company's systems were rigged in favor of the Democrats in November 3rd's presidential election. The 107-page lawsuit, or 107 pages more than Rudy Giuliani would ever read it, accused Giuliani of carrying out a viral disinformation campaign about Dominion that was made up of demonstrably false allegations. The suit is seeking damages of more than $1.3 billion and is based on more than 50 statements made by Giuliani on Twitter, his podcast, and in the media. In those statements, Giuliani claimed that Dominion, which is one of the biggest voting machine manufacturers in the U.S., rigged its systems to flip votes from Mr. Trump to then Democratic candidate Joe Biden. Yeah, Rudy just lied his fucking face off for months out of a sense of misplaced loyalty to the guy who isn't even paying him now. Imagine being Rudy Giuliani and just selling off what little fucking cachet and reputation and honor you had to be the guy who farts on Jenna Ellis on television, lies through his fucking teeth, gets fired, doesn't get paid, and is now getting sued for $1 billion for all the bullshit he said trying to keep his former employer in office. Damn, Rudy, sucks to be you, dude. In one statement on Twitter, Mr. Giuliani said that phony Dominion voting machines needed to be investigated, while as recently as last week, he said on his radio show that he has boxes of evidence to support his claims, adding, quote, "So long as you have Dominion, there is clear and present danger." Yeah, Rudy, it sounds like you are in clear and present danger of getting your ass sued off. I hope you have a good lawyer, Rudy. Wait, what? He's actually a lawyer? I thought he was joking. However, in the lawsuit, Dominion notes that Mr. Giuliani did not mention the company in any of his court filings where he could have faced legal ramifications for making false claims. Quote, notably, not a single one of the 3 complaints signed and filed by Giuliani and other attorneys for the Trump campaign in the Pennsylvania action contained any allegations about Dominion, the lawsuit filed on Monday said. This goes hand in hand with the fact that Rudy screamed fraud every single day for 2 months while he was trying to get shit overturned, but every time they got him in a courtroom, on a microphone, on public record, he continuously stated that they were not asserting any sort of fraud. Why? Because he would be held legally liable. The lawsuit also claims that Mr. Giuliani's false claims about Dominion helped lead to the Capitol riots that took place on January 6th, as he mentioned the company in his speech at a rally prior to the insurrection and several times on social media as the Capitol was breached. Quote, having been deceived by Giuliani and his allies into thinking that they were not criminals but patriots defending the Republic from Dominion and its co-conspirators, they then bragged about their involvement in the crime on social media, the lawsuit said. Ouch! Sounds like Rudy is in for a bad winter. So there you go. Another week has passed, and now you know what the hell's going on with Donald Trump. So stick around. We'll keep you in the loop because eventually, much like a goddamn groundhog, Trump's going to have to poke his big fat head out of that hole someday to figure out if there's going to be 6 more weeks of grifting or not. And when he does, I will be there. Until then, my name is James. I am from the internet and I'm out. Peace.